I saw the box. Dollar signs lit up in my eyes. And I said, I have my money. I'm going to buy this and I'm going to resell it. I did. Hello and welcome back to Traffic Talks. My name is Robin, aka Pyro, and I hope you are doing well. I hope you are ready for some advice, a little bit of story, a little bit of maybe you can learn something. Because today we are talking money blessings. And first and foremost, a disclaimer. I am not a financial professional. It may sound like it because yes, I know what I'm talking about. But I'm not, okay? I'm not a professional. I don't do it as a job. I don't have one. It's fine. It's okay. I'm just someone who knows how to do research. So that is my disclaimer. Onto the episode. So I wanted to speak about money blessings today because I've realized it has been 6 months since I am without an official job. And as someone who is not cautious, I am someone who is very particular about my money. It can seem like I spend frivolously, but I actually do it with intention and a lot of planning. It's very thought out. So, quick story. Ever since I was young, my father always encouraged both my brother and I, because my sister wasn't born at the time, to find a way to make money. You know, legally as kids, we would be encouraged to do that. And my brother and I would always do this during the school holidays because we obviously had other commitments during the year. So school holidays, we'd kind of puzzle out how to do this. And one of my favorite memories is my brother putting on a magic show that we charged admission for. We had it in our yard and we gathered the neighborhood kids, charged them admission, put on a magic show, and that was how we made our money one school holiday. And that made the penny drop because earning that money made it hard to spend that money. It taught me that the money you make is a lot more valuable than the money you just get. And that lesson has always stuck with me because if you earn your money, you need to make your money work for you. The next break, the magic show novelty had worn off and everyone was talking about the newest suite going around. So the bottom half had this little LED light and this light was embedded in this hard suite. So it looked almost like a lightsaber, just much shorter. And when you push the button on the bottom, the suite would light up. And you'd obviously eat the sweet until you got to the bottom, and then you just had the exposed, encased light bulb. And this was the latest thing going around. It wasn't an easy access sweet. You couldn't just get it anywhere, and it was a bit pricey. So one day, my family and I went shopping, and we were in Macro, and they had a box. And let me tell you, I had my money with me that day. I saw the box. Dollar signs lit up in my eyes, and I said, I have my money. I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to resell it. I did exactly that. I took it, I went around to the neighborhood kids. I'm just like, this is how much it cost. I've got it. Do you want it? They were like, okay. They brought their money. I sold out. And all the money was my own. And all the profit was my own. I didn't have to split it with my brother. And that, once again, has stuck with me. Because even when I did things like make muffins and sell them at the varsity or do a couple temp jobs while I was in between jobs, the thing I've always done was do a job with the best of my abilities, regardless of how much money it made me. Because when I was a kid, I was excited to just do that with my brother. When I was selling the sweets, yes, there was dollar signs, but it was also like, this is such a crazy thing because I spent a little bit of money on the sweets and I'm reselling it and I'm making even more money. The muffins was a big lesson in time versus profit because as a varsity student, you don't have much time. And having to bake, cool, pack, transport, and then eventually, everyone takes their cut of the profits because it's your electricity, it's your petrol, it's your time, and then you only made like 8 rand after selling the muffins. It's really not worth it. And you don't want to increase your price but you don't want to waste your time. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And having learned these lessons over the years makes me see money differently, because they all culminate. So earning money is all good and well, but the one thing I always did with that money is save. Because saving money to me was the biggest thing. Not being stingy with money, just being frugal. Because I always made sure I had cash on hand for a rainy day. Just to give you an idea of the timeline, the stock market crashed in America in 2008. That was a couple years before I finished matric, so by the time I was going through varsity, we were still recovering economically. It was a hard time and cash was king, so I always made sure to have cash on hand. And I lost out on saving the money in a bank and gaining the interest, but the interest is not where you outgrow inflation. That's not it. So as I have grown and learned about money and finances, I was able to save up money in different places and eventually build a big savings. So I'd have some money in cash, I'd have some money in the bank, but I have, and honestly, it's something I'm actually quite proud of now, realizing this. I've done well, like to the point that I can sit here, and my friend who did this as well, like, well done to you, it's such a major thing, that to be able to sit here in the place I am, 6 months unemployed, and to not have financial worries, so to speak, because I have saved enough, is incredible. To be able to be okay with not having to rush to the next job because I've got to make ends meet. I'm proud of myself. That is amazing. And it's not to toot my own horn, because I did mention that I'm starting the clothes reselling in the previous episode, and that's going to be bringing in some money. Eventually the social media might bring in some money. I got free PR. I might get other things. It's not equivalent to money, but it is nice that, like, okay, cool, I don't have to spend money on that thing. So it is a bit of a saver. But I'm not stressed to the point where I'm losing sleep because I need to go get a job because I need to get money. Like, no, I don't have to do that. And that is the beauty of having money saved. It has kept me going and it's kept me afloat. And saving is great, but investing is better. Because one thing I do, even though I'm unemployed, I still have money, and I invest every single month. It is something I do automatically, because I invest my money, I invest it into shares that give me dividends, and I take those dividends that I get and I reinvest it to buy more shares. Because for me, I'm doing it for my future. I don't need the money now as an urgency. Like I said, I don't have to run out and get a job tomorrow and my dividends are keeping me alive. No, one day when I'm retired, the dividends that I will get from the shares I own will be able to maybe even keep me afloat without having to work when I'm older. And that's the goal. Investments will always beat inflation. Saving your money, you get a little bit of interest. Investing your money, you get a whole lot more interest. And that's the thing. Investing is something I will always do. I will always preach. And I will do it consistently because I've seen just in this past year, it's been roughly a year, that I have invested. I've seen how my portfolio has grown, and it doesn't take up a lot of time, and it literally does not take up a lot of money. If you know what you're doing, if you're willing to put in a little bit extra here and there, it will come back and you will do well. So I've been going in circles, and you're probably asking, what is the point of this episode? Well, the point is that money can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you which one it will be. Because for me, I respect money, and I therefore receive it like it's a blessing, and it comes back tenfold. For other people, it can be a curse that's multiplied by 10, or whatever the interest rate is. Dealer's choice. We, as people in this current economic state of the world, need to genuinely take a very hard look at our finances and actively decide what we are going to work on to make the most of what we have. Because the simple fact of being aware of how much money you have at this very second is going to start impacting your choices, and it's usually going to be for the better. I can't remember the quote exactly, but someone was like, money is a fickle mistress. If you don't pay attention to her, she will leave you. And that kind of blew my mind, because yes, the more you're aware of it, the more you can treat it better. Once you are aware of your money situation, you're going to need to do some research. There are so many people online who have written entire finance books that actually share information on their platforms for free. Start your research, see which person resonates the most with you, and start following them for advice, because it might just change your life. Once you understand that the only person who can make you get better with your finances is you will be fine. You are the only person in charge of your money. You are the one that makes the decisions. You are the one who has to actively do these things in order for you to get better at doing it. Once you do that, you will be much better with your money. And the beauty of following people on social media or something like that is, it's not going to cost you a cent. You don't have to buy the entire book. You can just see what tips they give you. You can find other people. You can combine things. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It might not even cost you a cent. Maybe just your data costs. And even then, go to a public space, research there, free Wi-Fi, do you. I'm saying this with the intent of you to actually do the research, not just read it, but actually implement it. Because yes, it's not going to cost you anything to read 5 tips. That's fine. But the thing is to implement what they teach so that you can actively work on managing your money better. Whether it's saving money, whether it's paying off loans or debt, or learning investment tips, tricks, terms even. Just understanding what they mean can change your life. So once again, I'm not a finance expert. I am not a finance expert, but there are 2 things I will always advocate for. 1 is saving, even if you are in debt. And 2 is investing, because savings alone is not going to beat inflation. You can be asking but why? Why are those 2 important? Very simple. Having some money saved for a rainy day will help you not get into more debt if you already have debt, or if you don't have debt, but you don't have a lot of savings, it's going to help you not have to take out a massive loan, which is high interest, which causes debt. That can save you and your finances and your future. That is why it's important to have savings even if you are in debt. And then investing. If you invest in the right places, you can even double your initial investment over years. No quick fixes, no scams, no get-rich-quick schemes. Investing takes time, but over time, you will see the money come back doubled. Whereas if you save it, you're just going to get a little bit of money back in the interest. So those 2 are things I always advocate for. But above all, I think the best thing for your finances is to make a budget that works for you. Research different types of budgets, because I know there are people who are very picky about every single cent they spend. So having an in-depth budget tracker and graphs and pie charts, that might be for you. There are free templates everywhere. There's one for Excel, there's one for Notion, there's anything and everything. I'm sure you can find one, just look. And then if you are a more generalized spender like me, you can maybe do something like the 50-30-20, which is another method where you spend 50% on needs, 30% on wants, 20% on savings and investments. And you can even change the ratios around. So if you are maybe renting, your rent is cheaper, you have a garden so you grow your own stuff, I don't know, whatever. You maybe only spend 30% on needs. 50% can then be on wants. 20% can then be on savings and investings or whatever. Do what's best for you. Figure out what works for you, your lifestyle, your stage of life, and then adjust and change it up when it becomes stale, when it doesn't work for you, when your needs change. Do you. So, in the previous episode, I mentioned I was undecided about getting a job. And as I said earlier in this one, I am not financially stressed right now. And that is one of the biggest contributing factors to me deciding whether or not to get a job, because I am genuinely enjoying the freedom I have right now because of the financial freedom I have right now. So I'm still undecided about whether or not to get a job. If it's part-time, I will probably do it. If it's full-time, I probably might not. And because I'm undecided, I could change my mind every single day for the next 6 months. And that's okay, because having enough money in the bank to take a couple months off and explore what I truly want in life has genuinely been the best thing I could have ever done for myself. And if anyone is by the means, I fully encourage you to try and do it yourself, because there's nothing better than actually coming home to yourself and having time to figure out, I've been doing this thing on autopilot for years. Is it actually what I want, or am I just going through the motions? That is something you can't put a price on, and that has been the best money blessing I've ever had. And also a good support system. Because genuinely I would not be able to do it without my people. So yeah, thank you to everyone for that. And I hope you find your money blessings, whether it's just being able to afford everything for this month, or I don't know, do money gratitudes, money blessings. What are you happy specifically for that your money has provided? Because sometimes we forget to kind of just count the blessings. So do that. And the song of the week, which is one I just discovered. I'm obsessed with it. And it's a local group. It's a local bunch of guys. And the song's name is Money Moves. I'm so sorry if I butcher any of these names, but it's by 4 different people. Jayms is the first one, Sickluv, Henru, and Loufi. So those are the 4 guys. They make a song called Money Moves. I strongly encourage you go and listen to it. It is incredible. It came out in 2022. And honestly, the best line of the whole song is, my blessings come in 2s. Okay? That line hit me because it's literally money blessings. And I didn't know about the song until I started looking for songs of the week. So everything is just full circle. Blessings. Yay. All of that. The song is a great vibe. Lyrically, it is incredible. Especially if you're South African, like, you'll understand the words and how well they just meld together. It is a bit vulgar. I will give you that warning right now. But wow. Great song made by local dudes. So definitely support them. They are incredible. I will link the song below. And because it's also Heritage Month, go listen to a local song. Do that. Share your favorite local song below if you want to. And as usual, keep being a better being. And I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.